Hello, YouTube. I'm Yasmin. I'm host here on Talk and Talk. Talk and Talk is a platform to practice languages. So here we practice languages as English, Spanish, German, French, Mandarin, Italian. And today we will practice English. And the subject that will guide this conversation will be tattoos and piercings. So the objective is to be a conversation totally in another language. This is not a class. I'm not a teacher. As a student, as Juliano and Luis that are students that are here with me today. And the main objective is practice talking and confidence in a real conversation. I will talk a little about me. Uh, like I said, I'm Yasmin. I'm host here in Talking Talk of English and Spanish too. Nowadays, I work as an intern on software development. At my free time, I like to read books, watch series, watch movies too. And I think for me, that's it. Juliano, could you introduce yourself to us, please?
Of course, my name is Juliano. I am 21 years old. I am science and technology student, and I live in São Miguel do Campo. My hobbies are reading mangas, watch movies, series, listen podcasts, and I like to work out in the gym. So that's it about me.
Thank you for sharing, Juliano. Luis, please present yourself.
Hello everyone, my name is Luis. I'm 44 years old. I am a data analyst. And in my spare time, I like to listen music and play music and watch series. Is this?
Thank you, Luis. So, Luis, how do you feel about tattoos and piercings? Do you have any?
Yes, I have two tattoos, and my first tattoo I made when I had 14 years old in 94, and was very complicated for my parents to accept this. And it's pretty cool.
And for these tattoos, there any reason or it's like tattoos that you see, you like it, the style, and just made it?
No, it was just a silly time, meaningless, significant with meaningless. Yes, totally meaningless tattoos. Just for uh, I was a teenager, just a teenager thing, you know. But
Yeah,
I like.
so nice. Thank you for sharing, Luis. I understand that. And for you, Julian, how do you feel about tattoos and piercings? Do you have any?
I really like the idea of tattoos and piercing. I think it's very beautiful, tattoo and piercing. But I don't have tattoo because I am very undecided. So it's hard to choose one tattoo because I am very undecided to choose. But I have piercing. I have one in my ear, brown, just one. And I intend put other, but I wanted to put in my ear, but I heard it's very hard to recover because when you sleep you need to put the ear in the I forgot pillow. I think it's pillow, and it's hard to recover. So I don't know if I'm gonna put the other piercing, but maybe in the future I can choose a tattoo to do. But like I said, I'm a little undecided, so it'll be a little hard to choose one.
Yeah, I did two piercings at my ears, and this never recovered since I did that. Was really bad because wasn't so bad piercings to recover. The process of recover of these piercings um are really soft, I think, because was piercings in like the second and the third hole of ear. So it's like in the lobe of the ear. but I think the place that I made these piercings wasn't so good in health thinking things because these piercings really take a long time to start to recover, and every time that start to recover gets bad again. And this was like 1 year living in that way, and sometime I need to do a X-ray, and I have to get out these piercings of my ear and blood a lot. And I just, okay, I will not use more because it was really, really bad. And nowadays, um, the holes are like closed, but sometimes it itches, scratches, itches again, coça de novo. So it's kind of bad, but I like that. I think if uh, I want to make a tattoo or piercing, I think is more maybe for me, I would prefer to do a tattoo because comparing to piercings is more easy to recover. So I think it's something really good to do to show your personality, but you have to be worried about the health stuffs involving the studio, I think. Juliano, are tattoos and piercings popular in your culture, like your environment of your home, of the place that you study? Why or why not?
Yes, I think so, not just in the place where I studied, things like that, but I think in Brazil it's very popular because I think this culture to painter, painter and piercing, I think it exists since the indigenous, the culture to painter the body, things like that. So I think nowadays we have a lot of this culture, and I think nowadays are more stronger because a time ago, I think, I don't know the time exactly, maybe 17 years ago, the people judged a lot, you know, to people that have tattoos or piercing, not so much piercing, but tattoo, the people judge a lot. But nowadays are totally different. The people can have tattoos normally and nobody judge. I remember before it's very, very hard to find a teacher that have a tattoo, you know, before it's very hard to find. Nowadays, I have in my college two teachers, professor, that have a lot of tattoos in their body, you know. And this is very interesting because I don't know, I think 10 years ago, it's totally hard to find someone like this. So I think today are very, very, very popular. But like I said, I think it always was popular because it's our culture. But before there are a lot of judgment, but nowadays are not. So I think it's of course are a little judgment, but not so much like before.
Yeah, and do you think this a society that is becoming more acceptable, like you said, is becoming more acceptable comparing to the past? Do you think this kind of society is helping people who just made tattoos and piercings without thinking before do it, and after that start to regret, like feel like that or no?
I think nowadays a lot of people regret to do tattoo because I see a lot of people doing tattoo when are younger, you know. So I don't know because I know some teenagers that really really want do tattoo, and when grow a lot of time regret, you know. Uh, and I think in most of cases that's it because of course adult people have tattoo and do tattoo, but it's different, because the adults I think really want to do, but teenager a lot of time just are do because other people have, you know. So I think a lot of people regret to do tattoo, and I think the people accept more it because I think the next this generation change a lot, you know, because the previously generation think thought about other way, you know, totally different. And nowadays the this generation it's more lighter, you know, accepting more the things. But of course, nowadays we have a balance because it's a mix of this new generation and the old generation. So nowadays you still have judgment, but not so much like before, you know. So maybe if the people are more you old people maybe can have more judgment, you know. I don't know. To get a job, things like that. But I think maybe in the next 15 years, maybe doesn't have a lot of judgment, no?
Yeah, maybe in the 50 years, the strange will be people that didn't have tattoos because I think it's becoming more and more natural with the pass of the years.
Yes.
Thank you, Juliano. And for you, Luis, are tattoos and piercings popular in your culture? You say that your parents have a little afraid to accept it. Accept it. Is normal for them. See people that have tattoos, piercings is something that still have taboos between them.
Yes, my parents they are very very old, and until today they they got a little bit shocked when they saw a lot of people. All my friends has a lot of tattoos, big tattoos, all arms cover up, neck tattoos, face tattoos, and they are very shocked. They got shocked when they saw this kind of things. In the morning, I was with my mom, the doctor. I was with her, and the girl who attended her was has a lot of tattoos in her arms, and she talked to me. Oh, did you see that girl? So horrible. And it was very funny. But nowadays, very common. You see people working with the public, for instance, in McDonald's or in a restaurant, and it's very common. But I think that nobody cares more about tattoos and it's this kind of things. But yes, it's cool. It's cool, but I think that nobody looking for a meaning, but only for aesthetic things. You know, it's like accessories, like a necklace or earring, this kind of things. No,
Yeah. And do you think this society that is more acceptable are making people do tattoos or piercings without thinking before and after that regret it?
much more. For instance, when I start my first job, was forbidden have tattoos in the public service in Brazil. So when I started, it was the first year that this kind of law, I don't know, say in English, had fall. And since that, uh, little by little, people started tattoo themselves in, for example, little tattoos in the neck, in the arm. So, but in the last, I think, 10 years, a lot of people start to make big tattoos in arms, neck, face, this kind of things. It's very common to see in public service, you know.
Yeah. And I want to ask other question for you that is not in the list, but I think in this question now. I don't know if you guys know, but in some states of Brazil, there is some laws that forbidden teenagers and children have tattoos. I think it's in Rio de Janeiro, in São Paulo too. But Luis, for you, do you think this law that forbidden tattoos to made in children and teenagers are necessary, are good, or bad laws?
Uh, I did my first tattoo with 14 years in 1994. So I think that we don't need law for this kind of things. I'm not a, I don't believe in laws to be sincere, and not in obvious. I believe in a lot of laws, but this kind of thing that's very personal. I think that's don't works in Brazil because you can't watch all these studios to see, you know. I I don't, I don't believe it.
Yeah, and it's like if you want to do it, you will do it.
Yes.
So with allow or without allow, people do it. So I think it's some kind of law that the visibility, like you say, is very hard to go every studio, look every clients of the studio. And even if they do it, it's like if people wanted to do and was forbidden in the studios, people you use a pen to do at home. So I think these laws didn't make so much sense.
Yeah, my first
Uh,
tattoo, my friends made in me. My friends. I didn't went to a tattoo studio, you know. My friends made me.
Yes, I think this is a good example. Like, if you want to do, you do. Like,
Yes.
there's not law that will make you don't do it. Thank you, Luis. And for you, Juliano, do you think this laws works? Do you think these laws are important or not so much?
I think about, I think, like you said, there are a lot of kids that have tattoos, things like that. I think it's important just have to do tattoos with 18 more, you know. I think because I think it's more the people have not a complete personality, but can make up I don't know, choose, you know, uh what they really want because I don't know. I think it's very, very, very easy to regret, and there are a lot of places that don't have a good materials, you know, items to do this tattoo. So I think it's very bad too, you know. So I think the best thing is wait until 80 more because I think it's more interesting to go and to do a tattoo, you know. But for it, I think it's not so good. Even that the parents sign the contract, you know. I think it's more interesting 80 more because I don't know, you can regret tattoo. It's almost for life, you know. So it's important.
Yeah, you
Uh,
said about it, and I think about the transform of our body because, for example, I know that if you do the gym after a tattoo, depending on the lines, it can suffer some modification. So imagine if you are very young and you do something in a place of your body, and after that changes a little or big changes. So maybe the body transformation between the ages still make these uh, became different, like the draw became different. So it's something that the people must think too.
Yes, this is very important because if you look for bodybuilders, Brazilian bodybuilder or other bodybuilders that have tattoo, you can see. the almost always the tattoo is very very ugly, because like you said, you do the tattoo and you grow in the gym, and the tattoo become a very 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 difference, you know. So almost always, every bodybuilder that I see, the tattoo is very very ugly because they grow up a lot, and the tattoo becomes very very ugly.
Think the opposite can occur too. Like you are very big, there are a lot of muscles. You do a tattoo, and after that you stop with the gym. You stop with the uh, medicines that you take to grow up, and the tattoo that is from this size became on this size. So I think maybe can occur, and we became strange. I think so. I think it's
Yes.
something that you have to think before. Thank you, Julian. Was a good point. I think we already talk about the number 4 and 5. Um, Julian, do you think there is a stigma attached to tattoos and piercings?
Um, yes, I think nowadays is doesn't have like had before, but I think so, you know, because a lot of people accept tattoos nowadays, but I don't know. When I in the internet and I see people that have a lot of tattoos, the comments is always he should be tattoo people, not tattoo, the people that do tattoo. I don't know the name, you know. So because I don't know, the people think if a person have a lot of tattoo, maybe she can't get a job, you know. Nowadays, the people don't talk it face to face, but on internet, the people talk. And I think the internet is a place where the people have, I think, brave to do the things, you know. So I don't know. I think maybe some place, if one person have a lot of tattoos, maybe can be a little hard to get a job, because a lot of people accept, but not all the people.
Yeah, I think some people still associate the tattoos with a bad professional, like, oh, you have a tattoo, so you are a bad person, you are a bad professional. I think there are a lot of stigma associated on that too, and this is really bad. Um, Luis, and for you, do you think there still is a stigma attached to tattoos and piercings?
Yeah, a little bit, a little bit. I believe that we have this kind of stigma in our society. Well, I live in the countryside, and we have still yet a lot of mentality that when someone has a poor quality tattoo, a bad quality tattoo, probably the people will start. Whoa, probably this guy came from the prison, the jail, this kind of things, or that guy has a flower tattoo. A flower tattoo. Maybe he is from LGBTQ plus community. This kind of things. A lot of prejudice, and what I can realize, it's kind of comments and the mentality.
Yeah, and I agree with you. And I think depending on the tattoo, like you said about the flower, people start depending on the draw. People start to associate with some stereotypical. Like, for example, if you have some tattoo on your face, most part of the time people will think, oh, this person commit crimes. So it's always an stigma surrounding that. I think nowadays it's becoming common, some kind of tattoos like in the arms, in the legs, but depending on the place too, people will think bad things about you. So I agree with you. I think the stigma is still is there. Um, I wanna change a little the question. Luis, can you think in a practical example that you ever see or ever heard about a person that happened a bad thing because this person have a piercing or a tattoo?
Yes, a lot of times, mainly on my work, because when I started to work, it was a transition from old people that was starting to retire, and people like me who was starting in their positions. And I remember that a girl, she had a tattoo, a little tattoo, a star tattoo in the neck, and nobody had trust in her job only because just because of her tattoo. And yes, I think that was an example.
Thank you, Luis. And for you, Juliana, have you ever see or you ever heard about a situation involving that?
I don't know. I never see a situation specifically, but I already see on videos on TikTok some people, but I can understand too because I already see some people that have the full body completely with tattoos, have tattoo in all parts of their body. In the face, the eyes have tattoo too, you know. So I think maybe some people feel scary, you know, because it's different. And I can understand the side of this person, because it's totally different, when you see a person that have tattoo in all the body. It's not a problem, but other people can feel scary because it's totally different. So I can understand the both. The person can do tattoos, of course he can do, but maybe other people can feel a little scary because it's totally different when you see a person that have a tattoo in their arm, for example, or a leg, and other people that have tattoo in all the body, all the body. It's totally different. So some people can feel a little scary, and I understand, because it's different when you see the person walking in the street and have tattoo in all the body.
Yeah, thank you, Juliano. I understand your point because sometimes you're not used to see some kind of things like tattoo on the eyes, and we see it. Sometimes people even don't know that this exists. I remember that I see one a new in the television of a guy, and he had these tattoos on the eyes, and I didn't have ever heard about it before it. And when saw in television, I was kind of scary because I remember I was thinking about like, oh, imagine the pain and the scary thing that is something in your eye, so sometimes it is something I don't know how it's agonia. Is agony. It's something that is kind of agony. Even surgeries in the eyes is something that cause me agony. I will not have encouraged to do it. Imagine a tattoo, so it's scary. And for me, about an example, I remember I saw, I knew about some people that suffer prejudice involving tattoos on work environment. Um, and I saw this new, and there is a girl that work with babysitter, caring for children, and she had tattoos like in the legs that always is covered in the work, but her boss finding her tattoos and said to her like, "Oh, we will work less hours and." You don't have you must don't have tattoos because imagine that if my children meet you in the street, maybe even in the out of the hours of your work, they will see your tattoos. This is wrong. So I think this is really bad. Like you prejudice some a work for a employee just because she had tattoos. So it's something really bad because she even showed the tattoo between the office hours. So it's bad, I think. Um, Julian, you said about tattoos on the eyes, and I wanted to ask to you. Imagine that, I don't know, tomorrow, 5 days after now, some years after now, if you want to do a tattoo, there is some kind of tattoo that you didn't have courage or you will not like to do.
Oh, it's hard. It's hard because I really like tattoo. I really like. I think it's very, very good. But like I said, I am very undecided to choose one tattoo. But maybe I can do in a lot of parts in my body, arms, hands. But I think maybe face. I don't know. I like to see my face uh without tattoo. And in the arms, okay, I can do. In the hands, in the leg, in the foot, but face, I don't know. Because I think it's I don't know, because a lot of tattoos that I saw on the face is not so good, don't look good for me, in my view. For the people, of course, can looks good, but for me, I really I don't think it's a good place to do a tattoo. I think it's more good in arms, looks great, looks nice, but in the face doesn't look nice, I think, It's a little ugly, I think, but depends on the person, of course.
Yeah, I understand. Thank you, Juliana. And for you, Luis, you said before that you have some tattoos. You already have some tattoos. If tomorrow you wake up and think, oh, I want to do one more tattoo, what is the tattoo that you totally refuse to do? You didn't even think about it, like some kind of tattoo that even matches with you, with your personality. What kind of tattoo will be that?
Well, probably if I will make a new tattoo, probably it will be a funny tattoo. I don't know, but I was thinking here. I was thinking. I think that I would never make a tattoo in the face as well because I think that's very strange. Very strange.
Yeah, thank you, Luis. I agree with you too. I think in the face is like if sometime you want to go to a place that don't accept tattoos, the face is one part that is very, very different to cover in a moment. And I think if you regret it later, it's like a tattoo that there are a lot of laser sessions that you have to do. So I agree with you. Is some kind of tattoo that I will not have courage to do, and I think this didn't match with me, my personality too. So I think for me is that. Let me see here some question. Um, Juliana, we all said about how tattoos was viewed in the past and nowadays, and about the number 11. Do you think tattoos and piercings will continue to be popular in the future? Why or why not?
Uh, I think so because in the past, uh, just a little people had tattoo, but nowadays there are a lot of people. So I think maybe it can continue, like this. But I really don't know. But I really believe it because I can see a lot of teenagers that really want do a tattoo, and when turn 18, do a tattoo. So I think it will continue for a lot of years, but it's not a rule, it can change and the people can stop to do tattoo because I don't know, uh, because nowadays have a lot of people that have tattoo. So maybe in the next future, the people can think, oh, I really like tattoo, but a lot of people have, so I'm not gonna have because a lot of people have, I'm gonna be different, you know. So maybe that's it, because if a lot of people have tattoo, you can like, but you can think, oh, it's interesting, but I don't know why I gonna have tattoo if everybody have, you can't have this thought. So I don't know. Maybe it can continue having a lot of people that do tattoos, but maybe it can stop because a lot of people have tattoo. It's a hard question to know.
Yeah, this is a good point. Like, oh, I want to be different between everybody, so I will go different for the waves of tattoos. So good point, Julian. Thank you. And for you, Luis, do you think tattoos and piercings will continue to be popular in the future?
Well, I think that in the future this won't be a fashion trend. I think that will be more common. People have less tattoos, and the tattoos will be back to for a specific public, like people from motorcycles and rock and roll, this kind of things. Because, like Juliana said before, nowadays it's so popular that it's very common. Everyone have has tattoo. Younger people, old people, and everyone has a lot of drawings. And I think it's so common that it's became boring, very boring. And I think the future we will see the rise of non-tattooed people.
Yeah, thank you, Luis. Thank you, guys. I never had this thinking like maybe come back like anyone has just some kind of group of people. So thank you. Luis, you said you already have tattoos. What advice would you give someone consider getting their tattoos? Their first tattoo.
Well, I think that well, I am a 44 years old. Uh, for me, that time it was a great thing to do. But nowadays, I think that is so silly, So I don't love to see my old tattoos. Yes, it was a great time to remember because I was a teenager. I was started to playing in a band, and it was just some personal memories. But in nowadays, I don't see any purpose to people make a lot of tattoos that we see how we can realize in our society, because it just for like I said before, it just like accessory. It's not reliable things to remember.
Yeah. And I want to do to you another question involving more religion perspective. Do you think uh, the religion is becoming more acceptable too? Because in the past, a lot of religion just forbidden to have tattoos, to have piercings. Do you think the religions people is becoming more acceptable too?
I don't think religion is what I can realize is depends from the view of the religion. For example, when you see people that have a view more Protestant, you can realize that they like that appearance more clean. And if for example, I have my personal opinion is like when people with a Protestant view is that they like that that image of the perfect family, the traditional family. And when you try to compare with the Catholic view, for example, it's not forbidden, but it's a sign of a bad taste, you know. So I think in this, I do believe in these two kind of religious view.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think depends of the religion. Some religions are really restricted with that, but some others is more open, like okay, it's not forbidden, but can be a bad look, like they can have a bad eyes on it. So I agree
Yes,
with you.
yes, yes.
So I think we our time is almost finishing, so I will send to you the survey here. Okay. There you can put some feedback of this immersion, or if you want to do some suggest of next subject, I will be really happy. And for the next week, the subject will be breaking the ice, engaging small talks will be a subject more voted like random questions that we can talk. For example, one question will be about things that you like to do on the weekends, another about movies that you like, and another about travel. So will be small ideas for small talks was a idea of subjects that someone bring on their service. So I will bring these subjects next week. So if you have interest and time to participate, I will be really happy to have you here again next week.
Thank you. Probably I will be here in the next Friday.
Okay, so nice, thank you. And I wanted to thank you to coming too. And I want to desire to you a nice weekend.
Well, I want to, you're welcome, and I want that you have a great weekend and have a lot of fun. And see you later.